Bernie Sanders was running the Federation, we wouldn't be in this mess. Bernie Sanders would be helping the colonies, realize their potential without, trying to take over all of their economic growth. They have so much weight; they can expand so much in outer space, and Bernie Sanders wouldn't exploit that. He would be encouraging that growth. And what?
I guess we're live. But just to finish that thought real quick, I think the problem is the Federation was actually too much like Bernie Sanders in deciding to take from the wealth of Zeon to bolster themselves. But either way, what's going on, guys?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm
live.
Joey Ganoda. We are live.
This am Joey Ganoda.
This am Joey Ganoda. You have no idea. I had the stream on my phone so I can watch the comments.
Yeah.
And I forgot to turn the sound off.
No, I know. I thought it was funny. It's like, hey, what better way to know we are live?
Yeah.
Right. All right, what's going on, guys? We see there's a lot of people in the chat already. There's some idiot in there who was already commenting early on about the size of his head. You know how hard it is to make your face shape work with Rawl's face?
I know. He's got those bony cheeks.
He's got super bony cheeks, and it actually looks like he's slightly emaciated in some scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I would look good with that curly red hair. I see Hida Eterasi right there. Rodimus 13, who's such a loser that he could be in the chat, but not actually on the stream. But I guess he had time looking at it. He had a good time looking at a big old ship. I was looking at the pictures earlier. Yes, Hida, you have stepped into the outer limits. Oh, someone else forgot to turn off notifications on their phone.
Oh, I should probably check that too.
But at least it was in my pocket. We're so organized tonight, guys. Sorry, he ended up having to reset his router and do all kinds of things to make sure that we were going good there. And I see Jerry Leal in there, along with Totally Not Marlin. Am I doing a live monthly Discord soon? I don't know what soon is defined as, but maybe. When I get a wild hair at my ass, I'll do it. I do believe March is going to be a pretty busy month, but hopefully lately will be there. So Joe used multiple devices to watch and chat at the same time. Well, he can't see the actual chat on his end. Well, actually, you can. You can.
I just discovered it now.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not used to using it. It is off to the side over there.
Yeah.
By the way, we also have a private chat off to the side, so if we need to text things back and forth to each other, like mocking each other from each side of the fence that we tend to be on. Guys, if you don't know, Joey and I are friends. So, but we have some different ideologies, but it's fine.
It's politics.
It's politics, and we don't have to agree on everything.
Exactly.
But I also love to absolutely shitpost to him. But I did happen to have a perfect reply to a video you had posted. I'm like, okay, here's the opposite side of that argument. I don't even have to argue.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get into that tonight. But we just had to have some kind of awkward start to this because it's fun.
That's our tradition.
And by the way, go follow Joey on the Twitter at Joey_Ganoda. I have it shared in the thingy down below. And of course, go subscribe to Rodimus 13, even though he's not here. Go subscribe. Go watch all his stuff. He's got a cool series on all his old school Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime toys and things like that going on, along with currently showing off his progress for his Nachin build for Zechariah contest. And he's actually going to be starting on his MS-100 build very soon, and he's entering a category he hasn't gone into before. Also, guys, MS-100 contest, link down below if you need the rules, which we did have an adaptation to the rules yesterday, because I had never made a provision for seam lining. So if you are a person who would like to seam line your kits, and I don't mean panel line, like seal up, hide away your seam lines, you can now do that in intermediate and advanced. I had never considered what category that would be in until I was talking to a contestant yesterday about it, and I went, okay, given what you told me you're going to do, I don't want you to have to be in advanced because that would be a bit unfair. So it's just like, so you can do it in intermediate as well.
I'm still deciding on which 2 categories I want to enter because I have 2 kits that I want to enter.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm
That's
looking
good.
forward to it.
Also, he's got he I gotta get my points right. It's so stupid. Yeah. He is wearing, of course, the one and only Shoki Reviews Actually shirt. And by that I mean he's the only one who's bought one.
It's super comfortable.
Yeah.
And so let me give you a little mini review. I'm a big dude, so I got the biggest size they have, and it fits very well. It's actually a size smaller than what I normally buy, so I think their sizes just maybe they run a little big, which is perfectly fine for me.
I wear 2X's from them, and it's about almost as good as a 3X.
Yeah,
but it's shrinkish.
Yeah, it's so comfortable though. Like it's a really good quality cotton T-shirt. The printing looks good. Like there's no weirdness to it. It's nice and straight. The back is really funny. I'm not going to turn around because I'm self-conscious about my back fat. But
Fair point.
No, it's a good shirt, and the quality is good, and it's funny. I like it.
It is funny. But I love that I found that image. I forgot that I had that image, the one that's on the chest, where he's peeking around the door. I'm like, I've got to find a way to use that. So I was just like, whoop. He's looking around to say, hey, actually.
Yes.
But yes, no, I actually really do like that. Also, he has the one and only hashtag nub shaming shirt. He'll have to show that off another time.
I will.
So, I mean, once again, I mean that he's the only one who bought one. But it was put up specifically for you to buy.
Yeah.
So
I'm still waiting on the hashtag backlog shaming shirt.
I don't know how to do that except for like
to take a picture of my backlog.
Well, I was thinking that it could literally be shelves and shelves and shelves of Gunpla, and then like somebody's arm sort of sticking out through the pile, like just or you under a pile of your own boxes, because that's how you'll eventually die.
That's how I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die by being crushed by your own backlog. Hashtag backlog. But really, we should not shame someone for their backlog. We should just prod them into building things.
I'm working on it.
What we should shame them for is buying 12 of one type of kit.
Again and again.
Troop build shaming. This has all happened before.
This is the 4th one. This is the 4th time.
It literally has happened before. But guys, real quick, as we were going to get started. Oh, did you ever go get the thing you said you were going to go get, or no?
No.
Or were you going to joke about that? Okay. So, guys, I wanted to show off some stuff that I got this week. If you saw the In the Kitchen with Shoki episode, which apparently a lot more people did than normally would, so that's actually a good thing. Which I had a lot of fun with that video. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it or not. I know you don't always watch my stuff fresh.
I actually was one of the ones who almost thought it actually ended.
Really? Hold on. Did you think that you had clicked away from the video?
I was like, what happened? And I'm moving my mouse.
You're moving your mouse? Dude, okay, so for those who don't know, I film everything straight as I'm in the kitchen. Everything is filmed in order as I go, and I come up with crap as I'm doing it. And then what I did there was come up with things in the edit. So as I'm editing the video, that's when I came up with what I was going to do for that scene. Originally, it was just going to cut to black in an end screen. And then I'm like, wait, I got to make them think like this is what it would look like if you backed out of the video because you were done watching it because it's already run longer than your attention span. So I was like, I ended up doing better than I thought I would.
Did you think I was actually making coffee?
That was a good one. You thought I was going to drink coffee?
Yeah.
The irony was I wasn't making coffee. I was just running the machine. So I hate to break the illusion.
Don't break the illusion.
It happens.
I need to remember that the coffee machine thing.
Oh, yeah. Get a coffee machine shirt, Joey. Get a shut up coffee machine. Okay. I love that I actually included that as an ad. That wasn't the original thought. It was just, like, yeah. Go buy the shirt.
Go buy the shirt.
I like that shirt. I don't know why. I had somebody actually laugh at it. They had no idea what it was a reference to. They just thought it was funny. And they're like, why does the coffee machine need to shut up? I was like, long story. But he's always talking shit in the background. But either way, back to the crap I picked up. So earlier this week, I picked up this guy.
Ooh.
So Leader Class Scavenger from Transformers Revenge of the Ballsacks. It's accurate description. Now this is not for me. This is for the Rodimus. So I got this as a late birthday present for him, and because I basically fueled that habit for him for the most part. I think out of the 6 he has, I think I bought 4 of that. So whenever we get together next, he'll get that. And then yesterday there was a build meet at Base Cadets Gaming. So if you live in the Houston area and you actually want to come out and build Gunpla with people, in fact, I ran into somebody who knew who I was by reputation. So that was actually cool. But like he was in the old Gunpla group that I'm no longer allowed to be in. So he knew my stuff from there. So that was actually pretty cool. That's cool. We added him to the new group, and he's going to join in on MS100 and all that cool stuff. But Eric was on the other end of town at a different build meet where they had a larger selection of Gunpla at the time. I was like, hey, let me see what they got. Because it's like behind the scenes, Eric's owed me a little bit of money for some stuff. I traded him a whole bunch of stuff. So it's just like, hey, you owe me a little money. What do they got? And so he picked me up my first Zeta Gundam.
Oh, nice.
So
that's the revive.
Yeah, so this is the
this
is the not revive.
Gunpla Evolution.
Gunpla Evolution. And yes, I already know what the issues are with this particular kit. I've already looked at it, and I'm going to determine eventually what I'm going to do with it.
There are issues?
Well, the large red stickers.
Oh, nah.
Yeah. Also, for those who've been asking for Master Grade Monday to come back, stick around for tomorrow.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
You should be. And I have a box.
You have a box.
Yes. Hello, and welcome to In the Kitchen with Shoki.
Do it.
Today in the Shoki Cave, we have a box from the good old Gundam planet. You know, from New Jersey. Now, if you saw my last In the Kitchen video, you heard my bemoaning the fact that there was a certain kit that did not come with expansion parts. So literally the next morning, I saw that it was restocked. Do you know how annoying it is to order something and have it restocked the next fucking day?
I do, actually.
Yeah. I can't get it out of the box. Just imagine it zoomed in and went blue. So here we have the Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise.
Oh, nice.
Self-Time Arms, which is in actually a fairly big kit. Look at this. It's about the size of a tiny 8G, like a Leo. It's a Leo size box. Something Joey is ultimately very familiar with.
Well, okay, but the P Bandai boxes are all a little bit bigger.
Oh, shut up. You just buy too many Leos.
I'm far more familiar with the P Bandai Leos because I have a problem.
You gave up one vice to start another. But either way, so I can now build out the Tertium Gundam.
Yes.
The way it's supposed to be. But I'll do this as I'm not gonna shut off the desk. I'll do that as an addendum to the main review.
What are you gonna do with that arm? Because it's not really part of the tertium.
Replace Archie's crotch cannon with it. So he can face palm with his own dick. This kind of shit you get on a live stream. And last but not least, we have another Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise kit, and it is the Mobile Doll May.
Ooh.
Yes. So I have not built any of the Mobile Dolls, nor any of the Gundam Girls, or anything along those lines. And if you actually see the China guy standing behind me, I did not build that, nor have I reviewed it. But either way, I have the mobile doll May. So I said I would get it because I also have to have the Wodam pod later on, and they must, well, ride each other. It's somehow masturbation.
Huh. I guess you're right.
Gives a new meaning to diddle finger. Shut up, Jerry. Okay, so that's what you used me for? Well, technically speaking, yes. Eric, I saw that. I take my fiend without the bean. Hashtag backlogs matter.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's fucked up. Backlogs matter. Not to some people. Some people have like 3 kits, and they consider that too many to be sitting unbuilt.
Yeah.
people-
Also,
What?
Hida said seam line removal is frightening because you can't open it back up to fix joints.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
That's very true. Like
That's
if
why
you're
you just want to seam line something that's going to just stand in one position forever.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. I think that's why they've gone and made seam lines hidden so well to look like, part of the detail.
No, I like it whenever it's hidden purposefully in a panel line.
Yes.
It's not wrong, Eric. Why did you think I was asking if you could get it for me? Should have been like 2 and 6 together.
Oh, army troop building is great for building practice. I don't need any practice. I just really like Leos.
Yeah, because nobody needed troop built Fenices.
I didn't troop build master
not
grade
for that purpose, but that's
Fenice
what you
materials.
did.
I built.
That is what
built
you
12
did.
of those for bluefin.
That will forever be the thing. Oh yeah, bluefin.
Bluefin.
No, I have some words for bluefin.
They're finally giving us P Bandai.
No, I appreciate that. It's the fact that when we reached out to them, they could not help us with prizes for the contest because we're not a brick and mortar store.
Oh,
so I kind of had the idea as like, well, what if we reach out, but from a store that I frequent? And be like, hey,
not a bad idea.
I thought about it. Actually, I came up with that the other night, so that's all good. No, I meant the mobile doll May and the pod riding each other. Oh yeah, well, I mean, she's inside it. Anyways, okay, man, I have like 10 backlog kits. One of them is RG Zeta Amerk unit. I assume it means the Amuro unit.
Yeah.
That's the 3 or whatever, the weird gray, purple, and white one.
Yeah. I've got 2 of those.
My bank account disagrees with the backlog enabling. It's true. Yeah, my bank account definitely does too. That's why I'm buying cheap things.
My bank account disagrees with it too. You know what I say? Fuck you, bank account. Do what I tell you to do. And that's why I'm in trouble.
You're always in trouble, Joey.
I'm part of the Gunpla Mafia. That's how I get all my kits. How's that?
It's very good. I have not had. It's Funky Gold Mosaic from Prairie. So if anybody likes beer, Mosaic is a type of hops. It adds a very distinct flavor, and they have their Funky Gold line. So they pick a particular hop, and then they will add all the stuff to make it as tart or sour or funky, and like plow it through that hop flavor. And Funky Gold Mosaic is amazing. Funky Gold Amarillo was super good. There was another one that I liked. It's a hop that a lot of people don't necessarily like because it does have kind of an interesting cat urine flavor, but applied correctly does taste very nice in a beer. But this is so good, and I saw they had 4-pack cans. I'm like, mine. I might also have another one of these on the next Brews and Sprues. Yeah, it must be nice having 10 in your backlog. Yes. I don't know how many I got anymore.
I'm just trying to get down to 100.
Yeah, I know. You have a goal. My goal is to remember to build shit. Like your Thunderbolt ball that's over here.
Thunderball.
Thunderball. That is on the list. I do have to get to that. Probably in the summer when it's a lot easier to paint good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just got all kinds of things. I still need things, like especially these upcoming P Bandai kits that we'll be able to order. It's April 2nd, right? Yeah, it's April 2nd, because I had to re-sign up because they changed the website. I was already signed up for the P Bandai website when it first went live. But then they're like, that was under the old website. You got to make a new account. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I need to do that.
It doesn't cost me any money, so why not? How do you know what cat urine tastes like? No, it's what it tastes like. Cat urine smells. Sorry.
Yeah. I figured as much, but
no, that's what he was asking.
So the P Bandai thing was announced the day after. I decided I'll just order it. It was the unit, the Gundam Unit 4,
GO4, yeah.
The Death Scythe Rosette.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
And a couple of others. I had just ordered them the day before from another place that I can't back out of the order or they ban me.
That sucks. Well, I definitely want the 04. There was another one that, for the love of me, I can't think of what it is, but I was already going to order it from whoever had it. Because they're only testing the waters, so to speak. So they're doing 15 kits, if that.
No, there's like 25 or 26.
Okay, then I didn't see the full list. Because I knew they weren't going to go balls to the walls yet. So they will. They will.
Bluefin is saying that that's the plan.
Oh yeah, I knew the plan because we were told that, or I was told that beginning of last year. It just took them another year to manage it. So my backlog is full of kits that have been scavenged for parts, kind of like a butcher shop. We'll see, Jerry. Then you would do great in my my junkyard build idea.
That's no longer a backlog. That's a parts pile.
It's a junkyard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I call it. Because I actually I had this thought the other day because I need to clear out my boxes that I've been storing forever, or at least clear out enough of them to make a difference. Something about just taking all the spare parts, spare runners, and stuff that are in them, and just condensing it all into one master grade box that has a lot of room. Because most of it's all HG shit, anyways. I tried beard once. I learned my lesson. That sucks. Beer's awesome.
What was your lesson?
Actually, that's a good point. What was the lesson? Smell and taste are the same sense. They're very closely tied together. Because you can technically taste with your nose. Eating begins with smelling.
Eating begins with your eyes.
That too. Because light travels faster than smell. Unless it's a really wet fart. The smell can get to you before the sound. You kind of got to grow on beer and find the kind you like. That is entirely correct, Jerry. And on that note, war. What is
it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Sorry.
Either way. So I think a thing happened today. Oh, good. I didn't close the window that had my notes open. I just thought about it. I'm like, I closed Firefox. Did I close my notes? No. All right. So let me put this over Joey's face. There we go. Well, you have the Zeon logo behind you. Make it a Nazi thing again. Though I will say this episode, the Nazi similarities were right up front.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't get any thicker.
This was a good episode.
I mean, I think Guram is only missing the tiny mustache. I mean, really.
Raul has that.
It's not that tiny. It's a decent one. And I would never do that to Raul. I consider it. Stop playing with your camera.
I just wanted to zoom in a little bit.
Zoom in! Let's see here. Well, it was a light beer. Yeah. Because it was a light beer. Light beer is for people who like to pee a lot.
Actually, never mind.
No, that's the old saying for anybody who drinks a lot of craft beer. Light beer is for people who like to drink or pee a lot because it's generally 4% or thereabouts. So
Yeah.
to get drunk, you have to drink 6 of them usually.
Yeah.
Depending on the person, but usually you're drinking half a 12-pack to get there, and then that much liquid in you, especially considering it's comprised of mostly water, you just end up peeing a lot. And I know I was a light beer drinker forever, but I can drink 3 certain beers of mine, and I'm going to sleep for a while, and I don't have to pee until the morning.
See, I don't even really drink anymore because I don't like that it makes me so sleepy.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, beer definitely. I feel after like a good beer tasting or sitting at a brewery for like 6 hours, I will definitely feel very bloated as well.
Yeah,
it has that ability.
yeah.
So you're like right now, like that funkiness is kind of making my tongue feel thick. So it's a great beer to drink when you need to talk a lot. Don't hate it was on someone else's tab. I can hate all I want, regardless of who tab it was. Have you not seen my reviews of other people's builds? Oh, so last night one of the guys was actually building the F91 2.0, and he started having all the same problems that I ranted about in the review, and I'm like, see? It's like, these are legitimate issues. It wasn't just me. Toothbrush. What? The Hitler is a CDC approved mustache. Then he corrected it to toothbrush. I don't understand how that could have been a typo. Either way. So, this episode 8, the Principality of Zeon declares independence. It's a pretty succinct title. What are you doing?
Pointing to the Zeon flag.
Oh, no, from my point of view, because I have my notes pulled up, it looked like you were trying to look around the window at me. That's what it looks like. You're right at the edge of my window. It's like, hey. Okay. So they is be a principality now. Hashtag nub shaming. Yep. Joey have the shirt. Okay. So we zoom in on the lunar city of Granada. And not Cassilia, Catherine meets with the mayor of Granada to ask a favor. But he kind of fucks up. Not just because he says no. He's like, no. We're neutral. We have a good relationship with Von Braun. We can't do that. We can't get involved in your war and take any kind of side or anything like that. To which
he was a bit more energetic than that, but okay.
Not really. He just had a fro.
Oh,
he's very soulful. That guy was very soulful.
The sub. I'm watching the dub. Never mind. The tone is a little.
You're watching the dub?
Yeah.
Get out. I don't even want to know what the dub was. But either way,
it's good.
So there's a phone call. She looks very disappointed for somebody with a wig. And so the cell phone rings, which is a very late 90s, early 2000s cell phone, considering this is 0078. And I love the gentle, like, holding it up to the ear, like the total anime douchiness, like the K hold. It's like the K hold. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good news. Thanks. Click. Hey, we just fucked all of your mobile suits. What? Yeah, all of them. All of them. And he's like, that's not possible. That's the kind of power we have at Zeon. She didn't actually say it that way, but she might as well have. And is it something about her wig that makes her face look a lot skinnier, or is that just me?
I think when she's wearing that wig, she looks a little mannish.
Is she? I think she's sucking in a little. She's like,
yeah, she looks like a guy in drag. I mean, that's kind of what she looks like.
Jeffree Star. And she has pink hair normally too. God damn it.
No, her hair is orange.
Purple.
Her hair is orange.
Cassilia?
Yes.
I thought I heard. Oh, I'm thinking of. I know. Never mind. I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, it is, isn't it? Either way.
Yeah, her like mask and stuff is purple.
Yeah. I got it. That's where my brain's. I feel like I got her head flipped upside down. So wait, which do the curtains match the drapes in this case? I forgot. Yeah, her hair is very orange now that I'm recalling.
Yeah. Well,
it's been a while since we've seen her, so that makes sense that I forgot.
So you're asking if the curtain matches the drapes.
The earlier scene proved there were no carpets.
There was,
and I said curtains and drapes because I'm done with carpet.
That was linoleum, my friend.
That was yeah. Well, I guess if she needs wigs, maybe there's legit matching. She shaves everything.
Freshly waxed linoleum.
Hashtag dub shaming. Oh,
dubs, not subs. Thank you.
Yeah. But either way, so basically he's like, what? That can't be. And she's like, yeah, that's how it's going to be. And he's like, wait, I got to call Giram about this. Or what did she say? Actually, wrote it down. I gotta confirm all this with Prime Minister Giram. And she's like, no, he's Supreme Commander Giram now. We a principality, bitch. And he's like, I don't know why you're talking like this. He didn't really say that, but basically he's caught off guard by that, and then he bails. She really goes on a rant there for a second about them declaring their thing. In a minute now, he'll be on TV declaring our independence and all that stuff. So a lot of these things that have happened are like right after each other, but then a couple of them are happening at the same time. So that mayor leaves. Now, I was really confused by this next thing because she looks over at the dude sitting on the couch beside her, and she calls him Mayor whatever. So I don't know if he's the mayor of Von Braun or something like that, or just there's like two mayors of the same city.
Wait, the blonde guy?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't call him mayor.
He doesn't sub.
I'll have to watch that because
it does. She calls him Mayor, whatever his last name is.
Because he's an agent of hers.
Oh, maybe it was Major, and it's a typo.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that would make more sense. Major, whatever, because he was the guy with her last time
when they went dancing.
Yeah. But like that's what I was confused by. So it must have been Major, not Mayor.
Yeah.
It was a typo. Hello. Speaking of Martha Vist, I wonder how old she was at this point. I don't know. Probably in her 20s, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those people. I mean, they're around. They're doing.
I mean, considering she's got to be in her 60s in Unicorn.
Oh, I don't think so. I think she's in her 50s. But there's
kind of splitting hairs on that.
People think that like from the 1 year war to Unicorn was a really long time.
It's not. It's like not even 30. It's like 22 years.
20-ish, maybe. Yeah. 79.
Well, 79 to 96.
Yeah. So that's
so 17, 18 years.
Yeah.
It's not so I mean, in theory, she's in her 20s or 30s at best. So I mean, she's probably just a little older than Caecilia elsewhere, Yeah,
pretty much.
Jeremy Osha's here. I read the subs and understand the words I'm listening to. That's true. Or to understand, I misread that. I apologize. If I want to read, I'll read the manga. Ooh. Yeah, that's right. But no, I said the same thing the first time I saw her, that I thought she looked like Martha. I thought that was funny. It's like, is that on purpose? Or is it just that uncanny? But either way, so she looks over at the guy. Like I said, I clearly misread that. But now I want to go back and look and see if it was a typo. And she's like, so how did he know that we were planning all this stuff? I didn't say anything about that. I was just asking if we could park some forces here. I didn't say nothing about war. I didn't say nothing about attacking Von Braun. How the fuck did he know that? And he's like, Lady Catherine. Oh, I can't breathe anymore. There's blood. There's blood coming out of my chest. I couldn't hear what just happened to me. So he didn't get exploded, but he did get shotted.
And somehow the couch behind him didn't have any blood on it.
Very small bullets. Didn't even exit.
Very small bullets.
Yeah, just small, because you can kill somebody with a 22 and not necessarily have an exit wound.
Well, I guess that's true.
Dude, 22s used to actually be the sniper bullet of choice because at a certain range, it had enough force to enter the skull but not exit, and it would just bounce around, shredding the brain.
Oh, that's
If you
pretty
never
cool.
knew that, and that
I didn't.
yeah, a 22 cal, but rifle round, not a
Yeah, yeah.
pistol. So,
Right.
but obviously this dude was shot at close range with a very silent little pistol. Where am I at here? Okay, so at that point we go to the mayor's car, which actually looked like a future BMW. It had like the twin split grille and stuff like that. Didn't look like an Anaheim car, so I was guessing immediately it wasn't going to explode. And it doesn't, technically speaking. However, it doesn't have good crumple zones. Because as he's driving to go, I'm guessing to his somewhere else in the city, oh no, there's a giant truck coming at me from the other way.
The wrong way.
The wrong
it
way.
takes up the entire tube.
The entire tube. So I was like, okay, I know that was on purpose, but what was the purpose? Like, because it looked like something that'd be hauling like a mobile suit or something. So I thought maybe that's what they were doing, was infiltrating. But we find out later that's not what happened. But so I guess this was the mission that they were on, was to come in and try to establish dominance. But really what they were trying to do was have the same size force allowed to be there as the Federation. But her main goal was to attack Von Braun and take out Anaheim, basically, or take over Anaheim, whichever way. But because they no longer needed to retrieve the doctor who was going there, because he got all squishified in the last episode, it wasn't that big a deal. But from the mayor's unfortunate crushing and exploding, we go to the intro. Yay! Hold on.
Are they so okay? Because I haven't been, I only watched the episode that I'm streaming not with. Are the opening animation songs and video, are they different each episode?
Not each one. They seem to do them by groups.
Okay.
So it seemed like the first one changed after like episode 6, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Or at episode 6. So they show clips and stuff like that from all these episodes. Like the current one ends with a thing that happens in this episode. So I assume it'll change after this one.
Okay, probably.
So it ends with Char blowing up those missiles that are coming at him.
Char?
Char.
Char.
He's Char. I'm from Texas. His name is Char.
Okay.
Char. Char. If it makes you feel better, major is spelled mayor in Spanish. It's mayor. Mayor. They've got Bruce Campbell chin. Yep. With that, there was still a chance you would survive. You just wouldn't be able to feed yourself anymore. Yes, it's entirely possible that round could have just scrambled your brain and not killed you. But it's fun facts of the day, kids. So after that, I did want to bring up a point. So that car gets run over and then explodes greatly.
Yeah, and then rips open a hole in the tube.
Yeah, so my point was like, is that tube airlocked in any way, shape, or form? Because it's within the city. So it's like, so did they just expose this whole chunk of city to there? So I assumed that any major area that could be busted should have some type of automatic airlocks.
I
sure assume that they're not that stupid, right?
At the ends of the tubes, it has shut off doors or whatever.
Also, Char is from Texas, so
no, he is not from Texas.
Original Char is from Texas.
Okay, fine, but this is not original Char.
It's still Char.
Char.
As Jerry just said. So that everybody can see.
He likes it, char grilled. Okay.
Hold on, wait. Ah, fuck, I don't have my glasses. Wait, hold on. He likes his steak. Char grilled. Yeah! I'm so happy my sunglasses were right here. That was excellent. Thank you, Jerry, for giving me the idea for that. Anyways, we cut to the intro. which is fine and dandy, but it's such a slow song. It's just like, this is not how you get energized for the show.
Yeah, it was not. It didn't set the mood very well.
No, it's really weird considering it's an outro song. If anything, I think they got this shit backwards. But
I have comments about the outro song.
He has comments. Okay, so we come back from the intro. Meanwhile, at Anaheim Electronics, bringing back the voice from last week. Yeah. So meanwhile, back at Anaheim Electronics, Tim Ray gives a report on how they got wiped out last time. Oh my God, Char is a Hispanic Texan with the places he's lived in and identities he's taken. Yeah, it's true.
I'm not sure how to take that.
I'm okay with it. Technically, he's not wrong. Hispanic Texan, or technically a very Spanish, directly Spanish Texan. All right, so Ray is addressing the Anaheim, what I assume is their board or science, or just all of the people in charge at Anaheim, and basically, I guess they didn't want to believe that all of their gun cannons that they gave to Iron Cavalry just got wiped out. And he's like, what? That's not possible. They're still like, he's showing them footage of it happening, and they're still like, nah, didn't happen. It's like, you guys are so full of shit.
Typical bureaucrats.
This was literally like 15 minutes ago, like in universe. Like however long it took to fly from the battle to there is how much time it's been. And then he put together a very quick slideshow presentation. But basically he said, look, guys, if we're going up against this or this far advanced, you guys need to join me on the RX project. That's going to be our only hope, because the shit you've built right now isn't that good. You know, and they're like, that old thing, you don't need all of that. And they're like, well, someone else believed in a project so big that he was willing to defect and come over here. Do you guys know who it was? It's Dr. Minovsky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they fucking know. But to put up a giant picture of him on the wall, just in case you needed to prove the point. When I say he had a PowerPoint presentation, I mean it. He's like, this is your shit exploding. This is the reason your shit exploded. This is the reason you should help me, because he shows off the fucking Gundam.
Yep.
Yep. It's the RX-78.
It's like the only time the Gundam actually shows up.
Yeah. And they're like, the Gundam. Yeah, basically. He could have just doing this. And then, as if by magic, Amuro awakens. What? Somebody said Gundam? Dad, is that you? No, your dad's not here, stupid. It's a ghost opening the door and creaking it. Now, this scene is a little weird. So it's Amuro back at his house on Side 7. His dad's gone, obviously. He's on the moon after going to Earth. So he's probably been gone for a while. And so he wakes up. He thinks he hears his dad come in or something. Because, you know, when you hear a door open and you're the only one in the house, you get a little weirded out, right?
Yeah.
And so he goes to inspect, and I guess his dad has his office or whatever. And I love that Haro. This is the first time we get to see Haro do anything. So I think this is what like made me believe that he's engineered his Haro. So we had the discussion before that, you know, in universe he created his Haro.
Yeah.
And then
wasn't that the other episode that I helped with?
Yeah,
the
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. So we had the discussion. So he had his Haro toy that kept getting away from him or came out of the box.
Yeah.
So I think, and you actually see him, he has plans for the Haro up either on his computer or in front of him. So he has been upgrading the AI and all the shit in his Haro.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing that the Haro toy existed first here, and then he Amurofied it.
That makes a lot more sense. I didn't notice that the Haro plans were on his computer.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. Like I was like, they give a lot of stuff in the background, and I really do dig that. But the Haro is like, don't go in there. Dad'll get mad. It's like, don't go in there. It's like, it is a very much annoying parrot. Really is really what it is. So he goes in there anyway. So I'm guessing he'd never really gone into his dad's office. Like,
well,
ever.
His dad kept it locked.
Top secret shit.
He even says, oh, it's unlocked.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but the door was actually open. That was the weird thing. Amuro's awakened by plot convenience. Yes. No, he's actually just awakened by a really nice transition. Okay, hold on. Well, the real Char is from Texas, but which is the real Char? The one that died. It was the original Char. He's now damn it. His original crispy. I'd say Char, the real Char, until he came out the new Char. Yes. But anyway, so he goes in the office, flicks on the light, and instantly, poof, here's the Gundam plans with all the shit like written in red, like this is wrong, this needs to be fixed, got to do this stuff. So he's literally like got the designs for the Gundam up on the wall, which I find funny. And then he also has like an arm, like an actual, I'm guessing 3D printed version of smaller version of the arm, figuring out the engineering for it. And I love that.
It's the UC hard graph 135th scale.
That's what I was thinking. Arm. Yeah, because I've seen the Zaku arm. I've seen the Zaku arm one before. So I think that's funny that's probably close to what that actually is. And so he's clearly working on the actual engineering of the stuff. So I found that funny. So he just thinks that, hey, Dad's not here. I may as well just poke around, see what he's been working on. I'm bored. But one thing I thought was weird, so he like peers around the corner and he just sees like, I guess, stacks and stacks of like servers. But then they're almost alluding to like, hey, secret room back here or something is what I thought they were going for. But they didn't show anything like that. Amuro sees his dad's 112 Gundam model. 112, how big would that actually be?
About 5.5 feet.
Okay.
Because they make
smaller
those.
than that. Oh, that's true. Oh, it might be about the same with that for that arm. But we never see it in scaled anything. It's just sitting there on the table.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm trying to remember. I don't have my notes up. I got to go back to my notes. I gotta like talk about these scenes. Some of these scenes, this is where it goes from like the incoherent jumping. Like we know this like stuff with Amuro and all that is going on at the same time the Zeon stuff is going, but then they start like jumping by months, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So go to 10/24/0078. Zeon declares independence from the Federation. And I guess they declared themselves as a principality and then declared independence at the same time. Is that what it was? And so you've got Degwin up there doing a thing and then Giram up there doing a thing. So what, Thanksgiving?
Roughly, yeah, I would say.
Roughly? Yeah. No, wait, that's October though.
Oh, well, they don't really celebrate October. Thanksgiving anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I was thinking that's not November though. That's October. So yeah, right before Halloween. And this is where the phrase "Zig Zeon" is first mentioned, and then everybody cheers together. Yay! Shut up! Don't point at it. Don't point at it. But I love this. So they cut from the Declaration and all that, like glory of Zeon situation, to the Federation base on Earth. And basically, it's all summed up with, I think we better go to our big, giant, underground hidden base now. They're like, hey, we should go to Jaburo now. Now, so this actually raises some questions. Now, this has been a little bit of time since we saw Char on Earth. Actually working on Jaburo,
right.
Or Jaburo, however you want to say it, who cares? And now that we know that base is actually buried underground, like dude says like under 1,000 meters of bedrock or 1,000 feet of bedrock, and I'm just like, nah, probably just that far under the dirt, not under the bedrock. I assume that might be a translation problem. What did the dub say?
Exactly that.
Okay. I just like, I don't think they really dug that deep. But
I'd have to look and see how far down that actually is.
I mean, to hit bedrock is pretty freaking deep, and then to be that far into the bedrock, I mean, like you couldn't do that very secretly at all. But what I was thinking is, so what Char was doing was burying it. That's why he was just pushing dirt on the top. It's literally just like covering up the cat turd, just like just pushing that dirt over it. But like if you actually dug that deep, whether you mined it or you actually dug a hole that large, all of that material has to go somewhere.
Into the
And
Amazon River.
nobody would miss that. Like it would be impossible, especially with most of the rainforest probably cut down to make that happen.
Well, what if they were sending the dirt up to the space colonies?
They'd be wasting so much jet fuel to do that, and they don't have orbital elevators.
But they need to get soil for their crops.
No. I think Andy was just walking out every day and dropping a little bit out of his pants in the yard.
Andy
which given how Char manages to get into the base later.
No.
Yeah, it goes through a tube.
No.
It crawls through God knows how many miles of shit.
You haven't seen the original series.
No, I haven't. It's a Shawshank fucking thing, guys, if you don't know what
Shawshank.
There's a new shirt every week. The Shawshank Redemption. You got Char, Rawl, you got Revel in the background, and then a level Jaburo base. Shawshank Redemption.
I'd buy that shirt.
Yes.
In a heartbeat.
Which actually is really funny because one of my friends posted a thing earlier today, and it said, what was it? I already forgot the name. Whatever was here. You know what I'm talking about? I forgot what was his name? The first guy.
Red?
No, the other one. The first guy.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Brooks was here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he posted Brooks was here. And I was just like, and so my reply was, so was Red. So you could literally like, Dozel was here.
I want that shirt.
What? The Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
And we need a talented artist to make this happen. But as usual with my notes, I wrote, the Federation boy determined it's time to move to the new base at Jaburo. Yeah, that'll end well. So we go back to school with Amuro, where their teacher is actually giving a class or giving a lesson in fundamentalism, which is interesting. And if you actually read the board, it's all in English. You can actually make out everything he wrote on the board. And Amuro just passed out because he was up all night studying his dad's plans for the Gundam. And I love the fact, like, he yells at him, and then he wakes up, and he's, like, so disoriented. He says, what, welcome home?
Welcome home, Dad.
It's like, everybody laughs at him.
Okay, did you notice when Kai is laughing, and he closes his eyes, only his pupils close, but his eyes are still open?
I did not notice that, but it would have creeped me out a little bit.
Every time he blinks or closes his eyes or anything, his whole anyway, I'll get to that when we get to that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to freeze frame that because that'd be interesting. Andy's got some big plans. Dozel would have broken the beam trying that. Well, the problem is he could have reached it without getting on a chair.
True.
Yeah. The Shawshank Redemption. And actually do it like instead of the yellow that the normal movie cover is, do it in red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Red was here.
I want this so bad.
Oh, and then have just the blue streak from the Zaku going in the background behind him.
Yes.
Yes. But I guess in theory you could have it as like the moon. If you're going for this episode specifically, you have the moon and you have the Granada base underneath. Then you've got Char, Rawl. Bless you.
Thank you.
You got Char, Rawl, and then like maybe Lala in the background, and then the Zaku flying off in the distance. Somebody make it happen, please, because this would be amazing. So, who would be his poster on the wall?
Lala.
I guess that sort of makes sense because it would be a little bit weird for him to be anybody else.
Sayla.
No, the oddball thing. No, it's Cassilia, just to make it weird.
Oh yeah, the scene of well, okay, so in the
Yeah,
manga,
that scene,
yeah,
exactly.
okay,
Like literally,
it's
the
a bit more
porcelain
revealing
scene.
in the manga.
Yeah, the porcelain scene. To make it even weirder that there's nothing to see. That's just what he has on the wall. Oh wait, Cassilia in the furry bikini would be funny as hell. Somebody just make this a thing. I don't care who you are, make it a thing. So they leave for class. I love these sundown scenes in the colony. I find that crazy. They have the light control and just make it look like sundown.
Yeah,
And okay, so what is the girl's actual name that's with him?
Fraubo.
Okay, because it just says Frau on
Yeah,
in the sub, and
yeah,
I didn't know what her actual name was. Um, but so they're riding back on their little electric scooters, which I think is so funny. So it's like they're like so Vespa-ing that shit, you know. Ciao, uh, not to be confused with cha. Um, and they're heading home from the school, and I guess they're just talking about whatever. You know, you've been staying up late, blah 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 blah. This
well,
is
so Fraubo is known for being like a weird mother figure to Amuro.
yeah.
Like,
I'm gathering it's not a boyfriend girlfriend
yeah,
necessarily situation, but like a caretaker situation.
yes,
But of course, Kai and his goons, as I wrote them down as here, which I recognized a lot of the characters, at least from the games,
yeah.
because you know they come up throughout the games. Um, and Kai Shiden, isn't there another guy named Kai Shiden in Seed? There is a guy named
Mm,
Kai. He's like the kind of almost blondish guy with glasses, but I don't know if his name is Shiden.
I don't remember a Kai in.
He's the guy with he's the one with glasses who was also on the Archangel. Well, it's the same kind of situation, you know, where all of these people got kind of drafted, so to speak, onto
Yeah,
the ship.
yeah.
Which I knew Seed had a big kind of rip-off ish moment for that. But anyway, so Kai and all these guys come up and they just start talking a lot of trash. Yeah, like talking about it.
So the entire group of them
Yeah,
have the same eyes as Kai,
yeah.
and like they stay open, and whenever they blink and they're laughing or whatever, and they have their eyes closed, it's just their pupils turn to little frowns. It's weirdly animated.
No. This.
Leave that up there.
The shit that comes up on these live streams, man.
Next
Hint.
artist.
Well, he said he didn't care. That's not what I meant.
That's what
Say
I meant.
Argyle. Okay, not say. Okay, so then there's a Kai elsewhere. You're right though, Zeta Kai. Look who popped up. Freaking Zeta Kai pops up in one of my live streams. Out of nowhere. He'll probably disappear in the next 2 minutes. I just thought it was online. I looked up Fraud to see if her name had any significance. I was surprised that I forgot she was naked in the OG series with the other women.
Frau?
I assume you mean Fra. That's how they
Uh,
spell it. I assume in a shower
Frau.
scene of some sort.
It's FRAU, which
No, I know that, but they're spelling it FRAW.
Are they?
In
Why?
the sub, they are.
Huh. Anyway, I guess that would be Fra.
Yeah, it's Fra or Frau.
Anyway,
No, but you're
yeah.
right. You're right. How it should be spelled pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're just spelling it this way.
And then yes, so her and Mirai both have nude scenes in the original series,
even though they're like young girls.
Well,
young being they're not like children,
right?
teenagers.
I think she's 16, and it's because she's bathing the orphan children.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to be naked. And then, well, Mirai is, I think she's 19 in that. She might be 18. And yeah,
I forgot about Mirai. She was on that one episode.
Yeah.
She also has weird eyes.
Yeah.
She has eyes. She has eyes with no. Yeah.
Well, so does Bright. Bright just
I know.
pupil eyes.
Yeah, I know. That's what are the okay? So she and Bright end up together, and they both have the same type of eyes. What were the odds of that?
Yeah, but then I think Hathaway has like.
That's what I was wondering. What is it? He's got whites. He actually does have whites in his eyes. Or is that just new animation?
It might be because that gets into Zeta and then later.
Yeah. So obviously I don't know these things. Also, who names their kid Hathaway? Like it's their first name.
Who names their kid Bright? How come Noah's not their first name?
Why does it not have an H on it?
It does.
No, it doesn't. It's
I'm pretty
N-O-A.
sure.
It's N-O-A.
In a way.
At least in the spellings I've seen recently.
Okay.
I mean, no, traditionally it would have an H, but the ones I've seen lately didn't. But, shit changes everywhere. Whoever
It
put
does.
things down.
It does.
Yes, Fra was naked while bathing the kids. IIRC.
Huh. It is in a way. Why did I think there was an H? I think I'm thinking of the old translations before anything was
because it's not
completely,
Noah.
Um,
it's Noah, not Noah.
Before, so like when
it's not Joah.
What?
I don't know. I've been drinking, Joey.
Yes. When
why do you think I added vodka to my drink tonight? Just because you were on again after what happened last time. Since you wanted to pick on me about that. We haven't gotten there yet, but we will.
We haven't. We will.
It's the reason I'm elongating it.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh, the original translations, when they first brought over, because they brought over 0080 and 0083 first, and 8th Mess Team, and that was when the Federation was still called UNT Spacey, or was it UN Spacey? Because
I think you're right on the UNT. I remember seeing that at some point.
Because Macross uses the other one. It's either UN or UNT, and then the other. Yeah, I don't know.
Noah is correct. I know. Thanks. Of course, he would know. Freaking Zeta watcher. Did you see I got a Zeta? If you weren't here earlier, I have my first Zeta.
He's like, Shoki, you're like yelling like he can hear you. Like,
he can hear
better.
I'm addressing him directly. Hathaway has no whites in Zeta, but has them as Char's counterattack. Sorry. Char's counterattack. I'm still stuck on the Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption. Jesus Christ. We just get past this. They talk a lot of shit to her. They say a whole lot of shit, like all inappropriate stuff. We're going to tell everybody this, that, and the other. They talk a lot of shit, basically, about their relationship. And then the part I didn't understand, I guess I didn't know where exactly they were going at the time. But he turns around and says, "Oh, I just remembered something." And he bails the fuck on. But then she yells at him, "Hey, what are you doing on Christmas?" And, and this is where it got inappropriate to a degree if you were listening to what they said versus knowing their relationship. And she's like, "I know you're going to be home alone. Do you want to bring me by some, or you want me to bring by some cake?"
Yeah.
And I just went, okay, if anyone else heard that, given the previous conversation, they would absolutely think there's some shit going on. And then it's just like, even to myself, I'm like, what? I was just like, hold on. It's like they were getting offended at the idea that they had some inappropriate behavior going on, which, if they actually had a thing happening, whoop-de-doo. But I guess she has some kind of class supervisor position.
Yeah, she's
or something like that.
Like a hall monitor, basically.
Yeah, I figured that. Finally, the first good kit you've ever purchased. Yep. Anyways. But okay, so here's what I wrote originally in my notes. So she asked him what he's doing for Christmas and if he's still going to be home alone, and then she'll bring him some cake. And I wrote, I bet she will.
I just came for the cake.
Yeah. And then cut to the next scene. She definitely brought him some cake. He's actually eating cake in the next scene, which means it's at least Christmas. So we just jumped from near Halloween to Christmas in one cutscene.
Yeah. Well, then
I
think it's the 3rd of January.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it could be still be eating the same cake, maybe. But I think they still kind of jump even from one thing to the next. Yeah. Even from this scene, they just jump weeks. Yeah. Because they go from he's still studying the plans, like he's just flat out in his dad's office at this point.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think he's back in his office. And he just got the plans on his computer. I mean, how hard would it be just to have it on the network? What's up, baby? Okay. I'm sorry. I love you. Good night. Sorry, I never know if she's opening the door because something bad happened. But either way, he's going over the plans, and you see that he's looking at the weapons, like the rifle specifically, and it's talking about construction equipment and things like that. And even to himself, he's like, I don't see how this is construction equipment. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's a beam rifle.
How has he not figured out, like, immediately that his dad is designing mobile suits and
I
went to
mean,
the military?
If you've never seen a mobile suit, would you know what it was?
I guess.
But I mean, he had to have seen mobile workers at some point in his life.
It has
At
guns
this
on
point
its
in
head.
time.
It has guns on its head.
But if he didn't label them as guns,
they're clearly guns on its head.
I don't know. Some Vulcans on these kits don't even look like they're things.
Okay, that's true.
Like, it's like how many people realize that Exia has GN Vulcans at the end of its hands or the end of its arms?
How many people realize, including the animators of Zeta Gundam, that the Methus does not have Vulcans, but is animated to have Vulcans at least once in the series?
I mean, she does have a fatty.
Huh?
I don't know. Eric wrote that.
I'm just calling out how bad the Methus design is because Zeta Kai is here.
Please just take any digs you need. Anyways, back to the thing.
Yeah.
So at the same time, he's got a news thing playing on the side, and they're literally just talking about the war and what Zeon is doing. And he's like, "Really? More of this war crap? Like, you're the one who turned on the news, dude." It's like you're getting pissed off that they're talking about the only thing that's happening right now. You know, they're not talking about the failure of sharecropping, things like that in South America. And I don't know where the massive piles of dirt went, but all of a sudden the Federation is moving all their stuff. I don't even know. I think he means her cake.
Oh, okay.
Long distance drilling devices.
Are we still talking about Frau Bo and Amuro?
I think so. I was literally about to say that's what she calls Amuro. Long distance. They're proficient arc tools. The ways of the Methus are not for the likes of you to understand. Jesus.
It's on my list. I'm building it this year. The Methus.
There's a reason it starts with meth. Because it looks like somebody designed it on meth. You're welcome. Anyways, but we get some background exposition about is it Hate or is it just Hate? Like how do they pronounce that? Hate? Okay. Because I know it's Hatte. So side 2 decided to side with the Federation. Because reasons. And as I always write, that won't end well. Some lines are too off even for me. That's true. In other news, 24 tons of dirt have gone missing. Authorities said they will not have looked into it. News at 11. So basically from here, we jump to them declaring war.
Yes.
Yeah.
They declare independence. They don't technically declare war.
Well, they declared independence first, because currently we jump to the 3rd of January, 0079. They declared war on the Federation.
Yeah.
So they had independence, and now they declared war. And then basically it's just all-out attacking and destruction. If there's Fetties there, they're basically just kicking their ass. Their ships are finally upright. I guess the main reason they were upside down was to hide the cannons. Because I don't know how you miss just rows and rows of fucking cannons on these things. Because it was the first thing I noticed when I saw this episode. It's like, we've been remarking how all of their ships have been upside down until now. Now, all of a sudden, they're right side up. And part of me still goes back to, is there a weird theme? Because now Amuro's become a thing of it. We're now seeing the flip side of everything. We were seeing everything before from the Zeon side. So now we're seeing the opposite side. Either way, maybe they just said, hey, what if we turn these upside down? They would look a lot cooler, right? Right? Tim? Tim? Yeah, it would look great. Where's that shark kid? Shut up. Fortunate Son plays in the background. That's funny. But yeah, basically they wipe out everything. They take out just Federation fleets. They start attacking von Braun, like just blatantly. They send Caecilius forces directly with the what's the big red ship called?
It's a Guazian class, but I don't remember what it's called.
Okay, but like the red ship,
Yeah.
versus everything else being green. They go down there and attack that. I love the fact that during the attack on von Braun, Char's having a space Skype with Lala.
He's making a booty call.
Kind of. I mean, like, it's so funny. It's like just like before when they were in the cab, casual murder. So he's literally just blowing up ships and anything else that's in front of him. And he's just like, what are you doing?
He's like, hey, babe, I'm totally like killing some guys right now. But like when I get back, we're totally banging.
I don't think he was really like that. He was much more suave than that. Like he's like super suave, dude. It's like
Char's
kind of ridiculous.
Char's not.
He's totally not a bro. he was sort of bro like on Earth because he needed to be, but like he was still him. Like, and now that he's out there casual murder, he's definitely flirting hard because he's getting on his hate boner for the Federation, which is so funny. It's like it's not even about Federation hate, really. He's just doing what he's got to do, and he does love to blow shit up.
He's practicing.
So he doesn't have a sword to stab anybody, so that's already a problem. He doesn't have a shovel either. Does anybody else want to do a Zaku 1 that has a shovel weapon? Just as a singular reference to that episode. Lala, my dress is the only thing I own. Yeah, that's actually entirely true. Like, she's still wearing the same dress.
Maybe
she's been in space for God knows how long at this point, months at least, and still really the same dress. Hopefully they cleaned it
several times.
They got to get to. Never mind. I like that Char. What you wearing? La, my dress, the only thing I own. But yeah, she's literally staring out the window, talking about how the stars are twinkling. You know the irony? So after we had that funny conversation earlier about that, so she's remarking on the stars twinkling, and he says the stars don't twinkle in space. So I typed that into my notes, right? But I legitimately, on accident, typoed it as twinkling. Because the point is, she's not seeing the stars twinkle. She's seeing things exploding at a distance and like, oh, it's so pretty. Though I did have a question. So early on in the battle, right, the ships are firing at each other.
Mm-hmm.
What's exploding along the path of the beams?
I'm assuming like space debris and stuff.
I guess. I mean, obviously there are probably some mobile suits out there or fighters or something.
Yeah.
But like those first couple blasts, there's literally just the thousands of explosions behind it. I'm just like, the fuck is exploding? like what are they hitting? They don't. It's like clearly the Federation's not using mobile suits right now. They don't have them.
Right.
Like the only ones they had sucked, and they don't have enough of them to put into battle. They're not prepared for a war. Well, Zeon has spent like 3 years preparing for this war.
I know that they have the Swordfish fighter jets, and a few other things. Yeah. Which why do you need an aerodynamic jet in space?
I think they just made it to where it would do both.
Maybe
I mean, it has landing gear, despite the fact it could easily just,
Yeah.
It's like, why put wheels on it? It's gonna just slide. Man, the Age mobile workers had a heat shovel, but I never got a kit. Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Char isn't a bro; he's the big brother.
Okay, all right.
I really want to see the Great Degman ship battle, General Revel's ship. Too bad the ships got destroyed by WMDs. Yeah, Freudian slip. Yeah, it was kind of a Freudian slip in the thing. Now, Joey.
Yep.
Since we're on this moment.
Yep.
Stars, why don't they twinkle in space?
Because of the way the Earth atmosphere refracts light, it makes it look like they're twinkling. And the more atmosphere between you and the star, like
Mhm.
if you're looking at them along the horizon, there's technically more atmosphere, so they twinkle a
Yes.
little bit more.
Yeah.
But in space, there's no atmosphere.
Nope.
There's just
So they don't.
explosions.
Just explosions. So why did you share that article with me?
Because you forgot that the moon spins.
Actually, I didn't forget the moon spins. I never realized the moon actually spun. That was a realization. That wasn't just me being dumb. That's something I never learned. I was also very drunk by the end of that.
Yeah.
Still need to finish that black hole warp drive conversation one day. And I still need to find a way to watch Picard that doesn't cost me money.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's what I've heard.
Really good.
And now that they're in space, it's getting better. Wait, what about the star wobble that would still be affected by that? It's just basically, given the distance between us and stars, there's so many things that can interfere with them. Versus whenever we see planets, they don't twinkle. One, because they're way closer to us, but also like the refraction. There's a weird thing about the way light goes around the planet. We see one side or the other that cancels them out, so they don't actually twinkle in the same manner. Due to the fact, yeah, you could post it in the comments later. But I think it was something about the fact that stars are a source of light, where a planet is reflecting light. Makes a big difference. So, I mean, our own sun doesn't twinkle in the same way. It kind of, like, there is some kind of, but, very little, because obviously it's incredibly close. Isn't the General Revel much more advanced than the Great Deguan was? I imagine that at least one big explosion. That'd be interesting. We're just talking ship warfare now. Okay, where am I? Okay, so yeah, at this point, so Char's basically like, "Hey, baby, I'll be home after work. I got more killing to do." Literally, basically, it's almost how that conversation went.
Yeah.
And it gets into it with I'm guessing, is that a swordfish that he's fighting?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what it was actually called. It looks like a big ass core fighter, like just with big missile pods on it. And so we actually see that in the opening. That's that final scene, and then he just blows up all the missiles, shoots it explodes and all that stuff. And he goes to fly away to go have more battle, and then realizes he's out of fuel on his fucking backpack. I guess, and then he's like, fuck, I can still keep going.
Yeah.
And he just disappears from the battle. After that, it was like, he's still around somewhere, right? He's on the moon surface, slashing at shit. So I'm guessing she's at she's got to be at another moon base, because you could see, like, they actually zoom out from where she is. It's definitely another moon base. But this battle's happening at Von Braun, so I'm guessing this is the other one, Granada.
I think so.
Because I think that they've taken Granada at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how many moon cities there are, so there's that.
Just those two, I think.
Granada, at least major ones. It seems like there's bases and whatnot.
Yeah, there's bases, but there's Granada, there's this one, and I'm trying to think if there are any others. I think there's a small settlement between them, but I don't remember what it's called.
It seems like everything else has really weird names that nobody knows how to pronounce. Light can bend too. Yes, light does bend. That's what refraction is. But I like this. So we actually get a zoom out. So they're actually going to attack Hate. And so we actually see the ships, which is pretty cool. Then we see a group of Zaku's, including a Zaku 2, the first one we've seen on screen.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. So it's Zaku 2 flanked by a whole bunch of Zaku 1s, all green. And then basically they just rain hell on this colony. They're attacking the dry dock. I always call it the dry dock, but they're attacking the dock. The ships start coming in. What?
Nothing. I was going to say everything in space is dry, but that's not actually true.
It should be, in theory.
Go on.
But yeah, basically they start attacking this because, of course, they're pissed off at Side 2 at this point. It's also overlaid with Giran throwing out like a huge, like, fuck everybody who's against us, including the other colonies. So join us, all 150 or 130 million space noise, whatever. Basically, it was just a rally call to everybody who, trying to get the rest of the sides with them. It's like, if nothing else, try to be neutral so we don't have to kill you, because that's what we're doing over there. And I love that even though they've advanced to the point of having Zaku 2s, Raul's still using the Bugu.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty good.
Okay, I have major issues when it comes to Raul and Origin, which I will talk about after we wrap up the episode.
Yeah. So he just fights a little bit. I forgot exactly what he was smashing. Oh, a couple of weird little, almost like TIE fighter-y looking little fighters that were coming at him from the colony. Blows those up real quick. And then this is when he kind of takes notice of the fact that, okay, all the ships are now focusing their fire on the colony. Everything's firing on the colony. And then eventually it erupts. And he's like, this isn't war. This isn't even a battle. This is a slaughter. And it's like, forget the fact that they walked through the Federation forces.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're attacking essentially a defenseless colony to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, they just literally wiped out a whole colony.
Yeah.
So I assume they attacked the dock to keep people from leaving. And then...
Are there 2 colonies on that side?
I don't know how many are on side 2, but this was the first one. It was number 1 specifically.
Yeah.
So we don't know what that particular one was called. So Hate is side 2 in general, just like Munzo is side 3.
Yeah.
And then Luna is whatever and all that. And whatever side 7 technically is called later.
Better call it Grips.
Grips? Okay.
It's actually Green Noah.
Yeah.
And then the Titans rename it Grips during the Zeta era. But,
that's where the Grips War comes from?
Yes.
Grips with an H?
No.
And a Y?
With a Y.
Yeah. Wait. Why have I seen it with an H before?
I don't think so.
I'll have to find out. Once again, different spelling. They're still talking about the General Revel.
It does have an H. Griffs.
Yeah, it's Griffs, but they don't pronounce the H.
Right. Anyway.
So, either way. So Raul is very not happy with what's happening. And then, as I say, Giran just goes full Hitler. He really goes hard. Really goes hard into the Hitler symbolism here. Meanwhile, back at side 7. Every time we cut back to a different scene. Meanwhile, back at side 7. Amuro basically passed out of his computer again because he's apparently just studying away. Ignoring the outside world and just studying the Gundam, basically.
Well, everyone on side 7 knows that he's some sort of a techno freak.
Yeah, they know he's a genius.
No, he's a techno freak.
Genius. So he's awakened by Kai and his goons. I forgot the name of the kid who woke him up. I don't care.
I love throwing in lines from the original series because you don't know them.
What's that?
I love throwing in lines from the original series because you'd never catch them.
Oh, I don't even care. I don't care. Doesn't offend me. But I love this idea. So they've got this like tractor, this big equipment, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go do some breaking and entering. Want to come along?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Well, it's gonna be where your dad works." "We can't go there. That's where my dad works." "Well, you should come with us." "I guess I'll go with you." It's like, who Jedi mind tricked who here? And it's just like, fine, I guess I'll go along. Because he's at this point, he's definitely curious about what's going on because he's been studying all the shit his dad has clearly been working on in secret. And of course, he's not generally allowed at the development center, whatever. I wrote it down. Sector.
Mm-hmm.
So their brilliant idea is take this large, well, it's kind of small-ish bulldozer and just crash through the fence in a place that's hardly seen and just roll their way right the fuck into that base.
Yeah. Well, they don't know the base.
Well, they don't know it's a base. They just think it's development section.
Well,
is that the part that's under construction, quote unquote?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is it under construction to keep people out of it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I wasn't sure.
So in jumping to Unicorn. Have you seen Unicorn?
Of course.
Okay, so they call it the snail. It's a giant mechanical thing that builds the colony outward as it goes.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, so it's under construction, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, I figured in a lot of ways this is where a lot of those similarities to beginning of Seed comes in, where they basically had this whole ridiculous base for building all this other shit hidden. Obviously, that's what's going on here. We already know that. But I love this. These idiots just crash in there thinking, nothing will happen. It's fine. Which, not realizing what they're walking into or driving into, sure. And then the bullets happen. Lots of bullets happen.
Seemingly from nowhere.
Little slits in the wall, basically, is what it came down to.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit out of their construction vehicle.
I'm surprised none of those kids were killed.
I thought somebody might. Like, they were shooting through the hoses, the windows, everything. It's like, how did no one get hit? I mean, I get you could duck behind or bail out of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
the Federation uses stormtroopers, right?
Yeah. They don't have the best aim. They managed to split the pipes the hoses going on that thing, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was probably not on purpose. Let's just be honest here. They cut the scene where they find the 24 missing tons of dirt. God damn it. They put it all. Oh, they sent it to Side 7 to bury that base.
Yes.
They sent it to whichever colony has the Grand Canyon in space.
Texas.
To fill it in. That's Wyoming.
But they don't. Texas colony has a lot of mountainous areas.
Yeah, but not canyons.
They
didn't send the dirt to space. That's all I'm going to say.
In the original series,
hold on. I know what
Texas
they did.
Colony appears to have a large mountainous canyon area.
Yeah. I know what they did. Given where Jaburo is, they just shipped it down and they just filled in the Seriously, I can't think what the hell it's called. What the hell is the? Oh my god, the man-made trench that we put between
the Panama Canal.
Panama Canal. They filled in the I know it started with a P. They just filled in the Panama Canal. Fuck any real boats. They're right there. I mean, they could.
That would have served a really good purpose, considering Zeon during the war, after they landed, they owned like the oceans, like really, like they had submarines fucking everywhere. So that would have been a good idea, but I don't think that's what they did.
They're filling in the Panama Canal. I think that'd be funny. Just putting the dirt back. Just one of those empty bunchies, just fucking full of fucking dirt. And it's like, why did we waste all this fuel to send this shit to an empty colony?
Oh, and then Zeon drops it on them. You left this up here.
Yeah, it's just full of chupacabra skeletons. That's where they went extinct, and they just dug them all up. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is so... There's not even rails anymore. Either way, so... Fucking hell. They realized that at this point, okay, things have clearly gone wrong because bullets have happened. At least it wasn't an Anaheim vehicle. No explosions happened. It didn't explode, surprisingly. So clearly it was an Earth-based vehicle originally. And then all of these fucking Federation soldiers come out of the mist. Must be a perpetual mist coming from the base.
Like Gunsmoke.
In theory. If Jerry, he turned on the fucking fog machine. We're going back. We're going back to how colonies work. It's Jerry and the fog machine. He covered Char's escape from the prison. He turned on the rain machine that day. Oh my god. Either way, they harassed the fuckers. They actually beat the shit out of Kai. And then they're like, they beat the shit out of Kai, and then they ask for ID.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. Give us your ID.
That was rough to watch. Because I kind of
we didn't even get to watch all what happened.
Well, I thought that in the original OVA, I thought in the
maybe
original
they
OVA they showed, but I don't remember.
In theory, they show a lot more in the OVA. It's kind of weird watching Kai being the curious desperado in Origin, considering he's such a lazy coward at the start of Gundam.
Well, maybe his problems of having maybe like this encounter scared the bejesus out of him, and so he stopped being,
So curious.
so curious.
And then you realized he was the cat.
When I think it's episode 3 of the original series, they ask if anyone has any experience with heavy land vehicles or something like that, and he says he does. And I think it's from this.
A reference from this, yeah. Well, so that's what's funny about this continuity. It is and isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they get through the IDs and they go, "Hey, boss, I think this is Tim Ray's kid." And they're like, "Oh, hey, sorry about that." Pulls him out of the lineup.
Bloody
So,
old pal.
why don't you go on home? We'll get you an escort. We'll take you home. Don't worry about them. They'll die off screen. What? I mean, he'll be fine.
They'll die off screen.
Well, they got the shit beat off of them off screen.
Yeah.
Because like you hear it, and that's where I got the thumbnail where Amuro was like over his shoulder watching them get the shit kicked out of them. I'm just like, damn. Like, okay, I get that they just trespassed on a Fetty base, but fuck, man. Like, detain them, and they're kids.
Yeah.
And I do like okay, so I've seen Kai from the original series. He definitely looks like a lazy SOB. Like they gave him that look.
Yeah.
This definitely doesn't necessarily look like that.
Right. He looks like he reminds me of Roger Klotz from Doug.
I could see that too. 100%. Just give him the stupid hair.
Yeah.
The tires tried to explode. That's true. Do you really think that Kai at this age is capable of learning from his mistakes? A number of fists always definitely compound a lesson into you. Amuro just kind of watches as he walks away. He definitely cringes a little bit. I mean, you can tell he's not a huge fan of Kai, but he also is very ambivalent.
Yeah. He also doesn't want
trouble,
his school
or his dad to know that he was there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's like, fuck. I actually kind of thought they were going to take him to his dad, but I think at this point his dad, I don't know, is his dad back yet? I assume he left Von Braun pretty goddamn quick after started getting attacked.
Yeah, I don't think because he doesn't get back to Side 7 officially until White Base does.
Okay, so we'll have to wait and see. All right.
Or is he there for the testing of the original Gundam? He may have gotten there earlier.
We'll find out. We'll find out soon. Find out next time on Gundam the Origin.
We're not over this episode yet.
God damn it. Are you sure? Because I thought we were. Anyway, so meanwhile, back over at the other side to Colony, we're on Dozel's ship. Like, is there stuff that really designates them? Like, I assume there's some type of specific decoration to let you know you're looking at a certain Zabi's ship.
Not that I've noticed, but I'm also not paying attention.
I know that, but like, it looked like there were more spiky bits coming out of his. So he has called in Rawl because Rawl's his good buddy, right?
Oh, sure.
Hey, Rawl. Remember all that good shit we've been through? And then I had your dad killed? I mean, God damn it. I got purple hair. So he calls him in, and he's already not happy about the situation. And he's like, even though he's built up an okay relationship, seemingly at this point, at least with Dozel, through the mobile suit development and all that stuff, because he was called in specifically to improve the mobile suits. And now he's like pretty damn good pilot of their oldest suit that's probably in battle. And basically, this is where everything really starts to hit the fan. He's like, hey, we got an idea. Oh. So what would happen if that big tube over there just happened to fall out of the sky? I don't think that's a good idea. It's a great idea. It's a great idea. Because the Fetties are totally at their Jaburo base. Just totally fuck them up.
You know, none of this would have happened if Bernie was president of the Federation.
It depends on who he's subsidized for paying for the colonies.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it depends on who paid for the colonies in the first place. God damn it. The more and more I think about it, it does seem like he did run the Federation into this. It's like more and more I'm starting to see Zeon as Republicans. To some degree. White base is the only moderate place in the universe. Anyways, so basically this is where he says, hey, Giram said we're going to strap some rockets to this bitch and ride it all the way down. And I love the fact they actually showed how they'll move it out of orbit, where it'll fly through on its way to Earth. I was like, that's some damn good like engineering to like really plan out. Like, okay, so using the orbit, we'll knock it out this way, and we'll make sure that it drops specifically in this one spot. And they're like, aren't there people on there? Yeah, but you can go in there and kill them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not keen on that because I'm raw. Goddammit.
Because I'm raw.
Fucking raw. Bow down to the raw. But yeah, he's already not happy when he walks into this room, and everything that Dozel said pisses him off further. To the point that he literally states, look, this is not what Zeon Zumdakin had in mind. It's like, I can't stand behind this. Fuck you. I'm done. And then Dozel, in all his great knowledge, just smashes this fucking console, like sticks his arm through it, and then it starts electrocuting his ass, which I thought was hilarious. And then you get this awesome, intense scene of the sparks and shit flying off, and then Rawl throwing a speech in his face. I'm just like, oh my god.
Dozel's always like breaking shit and hurting himself.
Well, he has a big giant tard.
We don't use that word anymore.
Well, you can't have the R in front of it. You can say fucktard. You can say fucktard.
You can say fucktard. Yes, we were talking about U.S. Bernie, like Bernie.
Oh, not that Bernie.
Not Burger Bernie. And yes, I am building the Psycho Gundam.
Send me a Psycho Gundam. I want one. Well, now that I have a Zeta, I need to start building that line.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, Rawl basically walks out and says, fuck you.
Pretty much.
That's the end of that scene.
Yes.
And for me, the episode ended there, but then some other shit happened.
Yeah.
With some people. I don't even know what the fuck's happening, so I'm going to leave it to you to explain what goes on in the rest of this.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the quick and dirty version because I didn't take notes like you did. So in the colony that's remaining of Side 2, in Hate, we have a garrison of civilians who are just signing up to do guard duty and help fight off the Zeons and all this other shit. And we focus on one of the militiamen. His name is Yuki, and I forget the girl's name.
I did too.
But they're clearly like a couple of some kind. They have some sort of relationship. And they're just chit-chatting and talking, and like you kind of get a little window of civilian life in Hate during this trying political climate. And
you mean all the explosions outside?
Yeah. So, I mean, these two characters show up for this episode and the next. That's it. Because we already know what's going to happen to this colony. If you know anything about how exactly, if you know anything about the original series, you know that this is the colony that gets dropped on Earth. So you know everyone in there is going to die. But I don't think they've really explained how they die yet, and that's the next episode.
Yeah.
But it's this whole ending scene. It's just meant to draw you in and get a little bit of a connection to the people inside the colony to explain the humanity of what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I figured if nothing else, they just become rotisserie.
No.
Well, I mean, it's a big spinning tube, and it heats up as it goes through the atmosphere.
Well, that's later.
Yeah, no, but still. No, obviously the mission is to send people in and wipe out as many people as possible.
No.
Or is that not the idea? That's what he was saying to Rawl.
Well, I mean, they're going to kill him, but they're not sending anyone in.
Gonna gas him.
They're going to gas the colony.
It's the only real way to wipe out a mass population easily. Fuck.
Yeah.
So it's all been yay Zeon up until this point. Now it's like, fuck, Zeon.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn it. But like up until now, it hasn't been fanaticism in the same way. It has been fighting for their rights, fighting for their existence, equalness, and all that stuff. And now it's turned full on fanaticism, and
well, it's a war.
It is a war now. But for some of them, it's always been a war. They just needed to find a way to win, and they have so far. Yuki, he's brave and cool under fire. Well, they had a nice conversation about, the different meanings of his name and shit like that.
My name means brave.
Yeah, it's brave. No, it means snow, like the flake that you are. Well, he's a Bernie supporter.
Well, he is fighting for the Federation.
Yeah. Although what I found interesting, so the way they're talking, clearly they're referring to Japanese.
Yes.
As a separate language. Like my name Yuki in that language means this, but this is actually what it means over here. So once again, we're speaking, I guess, space English. Except this time, when she referred to Japan, she says Ippon.
Yeah. Ippon.
Yeah. But they said Japan last episode when referring to it directly. Lala did.
Huh.
So they were speaking Earth space English. So
see, this is why I'm watching
this is the weirdness of, the whole thing is written in Japanese, obviously. But they have to refer to it as though they're speaking a completely different language, referring to Japanese. It's kind of weird. It bends your brain a little bit. It's almost like Bleach when they're speaking or using Spanish terms. It gets a little, and then German. It's just like, oh, this is getting weird.
There's a character in. Oh no, I'm thinking of Naruto. Never mind. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, who were you thinking of?
No, there's a character in Naruto who some of his moves refer to mobile suits from the 1 Year War.
Who was that?
I don't remember because I don't watch the show. One of my friends pointed it out to me.
Was it the old series or Shippuden?
Yeah,
Do you know?
Yeah, one of the original series. The old
shit!
one.
Now I want to know. Now I want to know who it is.
Like the Japanese words that he uses for his moves refer to like the Zigak, the Gyan, something else. Yeah.
Here we go. Fun fact, Gurren faction actually tricked some Zeon officers and soldiers into doing the colony gassing. Gundam 0083 kind of explored that side of the story through Sima Garha, I can't pronounce that fucking word, character.
I'm trying to remember that part because that sounds accurate. I just watched
0083 is.
I just watched 0083. I should remember that.
Is that Stardust or?
Yeah, Stardust.
Okay.
No, because she has. Shima has some real big hangups about all the evil shit that she did. During the 1 Year War.
I really should have finished that series. I had it. Technically speaking, if I can get my old computer to boot up, I still have it. I started watching it. I got a few episodes into it, and then started watching other things.
It's Top Gun.
Yeah, this is why I listen to Japanese. The weird nuances. It's true, but to hear a Japanese person speak or at least use Spanish or German terms flawlessly is interesting. Like to actually get the pronunciation correctly. It's just like, that's weird because it's like not even remotely the same language. So obviously it's phonetically spelled out for them in whatever, and it's just like it's interesting to think about that. That was one of the things that I always thought was interesting about Bleach, that they were using Spanish terms. And like, hey, I know that word. I was like, yay, I know that one.
Never watched Bleach.
You should have. It was good for a while.
I have a hard time watching any series that just doesn't end.
Well, unfortunately, it did end before it got good. Like, well, the problem is it ended on a not so great note because they did it after what most people regard as the worst arc, as like the ended right after the Fullbring arc, which most people consider to be the dumbest one. But the worst part about that is like the real truth about Ichigo happens in the next arc, and they never animated that. They cut it before then. It's like, God damn it.
I don't know who Ichigo is.
The main character.
I'm not affected by any of this.
He's Naruto.
Naruto.
He's Naruto from that episode. He's Ninja Goku. Or
Naruto.
He's Soul Reaper Goku.
Naruto.
Actually, like, because in the last couple of weeks we've been talking about the fact that Team 4-Star, Dragon Ball Z Bridge is done. Right now, with a collaboration with Totally Not Mark, they've been doing behind the scenes interviews of the original series. So they went through the Vegeta arc. Now they went through the Frieza arc, and they're going to be doing the Cell arc and stuff like that. So they're talking to the main guys for that. It's actually been really cool. I enjoyed that, but I always think about that like right near the end when Goku was having his fever dream when he was sick during the Cell arc.
Yeah,
and he starts dreaming about being Ninja Goku and Pirate Goku. and then given some of the really funny crossover episodes that have happened in actual anime, the weird OVAs where all the main shonen characters have come together. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is just getting weird. Oh God, I'm just glad there was never any JoJo crossover for Goku.
Not yet.
There better never be. You just see Cell and Goku, yada yada.
What's wrong with JoJo?
I don't have all day.
Fair.
Not much toss on their English lines and subtitles. That's true. When they speak English in the middle of it, and he was like, "What?" He's like, "Hold on, that was an actual word." Okay.
That was an actual word.
because you're reading it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I actually heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always funny. There's another caveat to really long series. There's just too much content to animate. That's true, but I really wish that Kubo had known where he was going at the time, so they would have known to skip the Fullbring arc to some degree, and then jump to the 1,000-year blood or 1,000-year blood war arc would have been much better. Including, but I mean the main thing is like to actually see the true history of Ichigo and his family happen on screen. What is it? Nothing But the Rain, I think is the name of the short story arc there for that. Super fucking when
Did do a movie.
They should have, but like either way, the 1,000-year blood war arc is so goddamn brutal. Except for the fact that Kubo got to the point that he was given a deadline for the end of the series, and he wasn't even close to finishing writing, so he had to Deus Ex Machina his way out.
Oh, that
and
sucks.
It ruined the fucking end of the series. That's literally something we had never fucking heard of. It is literally like I said, literally twice in the same sense. It ruined everything the way it ended. Like they had a good way to go, but it was the same problem they had in Naruto, that they created an ultimate enemy that they literally had no way to beat. It was like, okay, we need an ass pull to get us there. Somebody write something that makes sense. And in this case, there was nobody else to write the thing that would make sense. So he's like, fuck, I got 3 issues to wrap this up. And one of those have to be a time skip to the end. So that gives us an issue and a half to wrap this up with a big ass pull, and the big bad goes down. What's wrong with JoJo? Yes.
So full disclosure,
all the things are wrong with JoJo.
I've never watched JoJo, but I want to, just because I want to understand the memes that I keep seeing.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. There was a guy in Naruto, it was one of Orochimaru's henchmen that was named Zaku.
Okay.
Maybe that was him. I don't know. Android, which henchman was that? Was that in the first series, or was that one of his later ones? Let me know, because I can't recall that name. I figure that might have been one of the sound 5. I also would love to watch the One Piece, but if I'm oh god, I can't. I just can't with One Piece. I wish I had started watching that or reading it at least. Like, okay, speaking of that, like Boruto apparently has like really finally started kicking into the true story of it, and I am like 2 years behind. And I'm just like, shit. Do I start like trying to find the manga to read now? Just like because it's gotten to the point where we're finally getting to the point, and it's like, fuck. And I watched the Tokyo Source thing about it the other day. I was like, oh, this is technically spoilers for myself, but you know, it gives me a reason to want to catch up. You got to get to the 3rd season / chapters of JoJo to understand the memes. I don't want to though. What? What are you giggling at?
Zeta had messaged me a bit ago.
Yeah.
And he said, keep Shoki in line. Basic science is important.
It's not even basic science. If it was basic science, at some point in my life, I would have been taught that the moon actually does rotate.
I was taught that. Maybe, well, of course, we went to different schools. Very clearly.
But I mean, like, just the idea that it was tidally locked meant that it was always facing Earth. Actually, not the fact that its rotation was timed to the spin of Earth, and that's why.
Well, here's the thing, though, is I was taught that using a book published by Texas Instruments, so I know you should have gotten it.
That doesn't mean anything. What is that piece in your hand?
Oh, this is a frame to the leg of the Psycho Gundam.
Oh, okay. It looks very similar to that booster thing that comes with the MG Full Armor Unicorn.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
It's actually very similar in design to that. That's why I was like, what is that? Cool. It only takes 3 hours to get through it. That's 3 hours that I have to look at JoJo. Zaku was the Sound Shinobi during the Chunin exam arc, the one with the spiky hair. Oh, okay. Okay, what were his specific powers? He wasn't the spider guy. Which one was he? I was taught the time spin thing, so it didn't matter. Yeah. See, I never knew that until I read that article that night. Now I have to look this up. That's not how you spell Naruto. Oh, the sound 4. That's what it was. Oh, wait. Was he one of the original ones that was killed? Oh, yeah, there he is. Zaku Abumi. He was the one, I think he could paralyze people. I forgot what his power was. Just reading real quick. Personality.
Who's Kakuzu? Kakuzu. I don't know. I found
You're just saying words now.
Narutopedia.
Yeah.
It says, like the rest of Kakuzu's techniques, the names of this technique comes from the mecha anime Mobile Suit Gundam.
Kakuzu. I don't know that name off the top.
And this move is called Biguro. from the Bigro.
Yeah.
Which is a mobile armor.
Hold on, let me back out. I don't know. Send me the link, because I want to know.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, Gakuri. I mean, aren't we all just saying words all the time? True. It's okay. It's Victorian JoJo for an hour, then early 20s in New York City JoJo for like 2 hours, and then you get the late 80s JoJo. It's not helping. Kakuzu was one of the Akatsuki members. Oh, Kakuzu.
Yeah, Kakuzu.
Kakuzu. Either way, I need to see. I just received it. Hold on. Names don't always mean things. Oh! Yeah. Him. That motherfucker. Yeah. He was one of the hardest ones to kill. I never thought about his moves because he he could also create puppet creatures, along with a lot of other crazy stuff. So he had three.
Yeah.
He had 3 puppets that were each controlled by a different heart that he had harvested from a ninja that had a different elemental advantage. So one could do fire, one could do water, things like that. Because they were trying to figure out how he could have different elemental chakras when nobody ever had all of them. And he had literally stolen the hearts of different people. And he actually had 5 or 4 hearts. I forgot his name. Yeah, I didn't realize it was Kakuzu. He was super hard to kill. He was the first person to die, kind of, from the Rasen Shuriken. Just fucking awesome. He was kind of immortal. He had been around forever. He fought in like the previous Great Ninja War, but because he was stitched himself together from different body parts and shit, and had multiple hearts, he could just live forever.
I'm trying to find a list of his moves, his Japanese named moves.
Yeah, and he was partnered with Hidan, who he fucking hated, but they were together for the reason they were both basically immortal.
We're way off topic.
It doesn't matter. The episode was over.
Oh, so let me talk about Rama Raw.
Oh, jeez.
My biggest issue, because yes, the origin is so to speak like alternate universal century, which I really I get why they are saying that, but I think Bandai Sunrise used to say anything that's animated is canon, because like they don't really have a term for that like American fan.
Yeah, like we do. Yeah.
So they just decided anything that's animated is canon, and that was back in the early 2000s that they had decided that. But now we have things like Thunderbolt, which is way too technologically advanced to be part of the 1 Year War.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of issues with the tech that is seen in 083, which precedes Zeta Gundam, but the tech in 083 is like way more advanced. But I mean, that's just because the animation's newer, I think. But what really bothers me about the origin when it comes to Rama Raw is that Rama Raw, his moniker, just like Char has the red comet, his moniker was the Blue Giant.
Blue Giant, yeah. So he always stuck with the big suit.
He earns that moniker during the major battle that happens towards the end of this series, which he is left out of.
Interesting.
He's sent on a bullshit mission because he disagreed with this whole dropping of a colony thing.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you've read this with Kakuzu. His main technique is called Earth Grudge something.
Okay.
So like his main thing that he uses to hold his body together is called an Earth Grudge. That's just funny if it's all at least some type of thing. Oh, that's right. That's right. He actually said that he was sent to kill Hashirama Senju, who was the first Hokage. So he was around way back when.
I don't know what you're saying. All of this is alien to me.
The first Hokage was the first leader of Konoha.
Oh,
that was literally it was, I forgot the actual amount of time, but more than 100 years.
So the first Avatar.
Yeah, but that was thousands. But yeah, basically he had sent to assassinate him, and that was a very long time ago. So wait, Doozy Bots is canon?
Doozy Bots was not animated by Bandai Sunrise.
Yeah.
They were.
Is that why they say everything? Everything is UC because it was animated.
Everything is UC? No.
Yeah, everything happened in the Universal Century timeline. Don't you remember?
Well, I mean, if you believe Turnhay.
No one does. They should be shot if they were.
Turnhay, turn.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. I'm trying to find those move sets like you were talking about.
Yeah, I gave up.
Yeah, so Earth Grudge Fear. That was the name of that.
Are they his forbidden techniques?
No, they're not. Well, they're not technically forbidden because, like, he also because each one of the things he uses is also has a different technique. Weird Mask Blast Flames. Okay, so that's the English game name. What is it actually called in Japanese, motherfucker? That's a fire wind release. Okay, so that's not the same thing. Yeah, so that's the problem is that because he could use multiple chakra natures, he could combine them and just do whatever the fuck he wanted to.
He seems really OP.
He was. That's why he was also around for so long. Plus, basically building his body out of fake shit and using multiple hearts to keep alive. Unless somebody else can find the reference to his Gundam stuff. I assume there's a Reddit post about it.
Probably.
Okay, so here's one of them. That was the bigger, like you said. Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. Literal English, assisting foolish spine. That's funny. So I'm assuming there's other ones that we just don't know what they are. I assume that a bigger was the Big O.
No, Big Ro was a mobile armor.
I know, I was just joking.
No, you weren't.
I was. Because I know the Big O is not from Gundam.
Okay.
The O is. What the fuck is that? Looks like a damn water tick. The Bigoro?
Yeah.
So wait, was it a water move? Hold on. I actually want to know now. Is it because it's okay. Hold on. Short range,
it's an underwater
offensive.
mobile armor.
That's something. Okay, it's not an underwater technique. It's just one that pops the things out of the ground and pierces them. Does that happen?
No.
Damn. Stupid.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
What? I blame you. Blame Unicorn for changing history. Ooh, very nice. Not homie. You just said animated. Technically, we already had alternate UC continuity when they made MFG and Zeta compilation movies. So Origin and Thunderbolt being alternate UC are nothing new. I want to believe that Origin and Thunderbolt are the same UC.
Okay. Okay. I would accept that. Did you
because
hear
they're alternate enough. I think they're in the same timeline.
that would make sense. The mobile suit designs are kind of
Similar
similar
enough. Yeah.
Did you hear that Yaz is the guy who created the Origin? He says he wants to do one more animated Gundam work before he's retired. So I'm really, really hoping that they just continue the Origin.
I want them to, but like I said, I think I said this last week. What if they did the Origin, but for different characters and we don't get their backgrounds? Like we don't like same way we saw Char grow up and we've seen Amuro sort of come into his own like to that degree. It's like pick it up for somebody else. Like this is Rise of the Red Comet. You know, pick it up with somebody else. But that's kind of off to the side that we don't actually get a lot. Or I don't know.
Think of a character who would be interesting enough for that.
Okay, fine. Let's pick up a different UC series or a different non-UC series and do an Origin. Calamity War.
Yeah, no. Let that die.
No.
You know what they should do for the Calamity War?
What?
Instead of doing an anime or anything, they should do a full-on, like really well-made video game series.
Here we go. That's the moves.
Those are the moves, or is he just naming off the mobile?
No, those are the moves.
No, because I know there's one that's Zugaku, which is not a mobile armor.
Well, apparently these are the only ones he came up with. Well, we would have to assume that Origin Amuro would already know more about the Gundam and be able to pilot it easier, leading to them being able to develop something like the full armor Gundam a lot faster. That's actually a good point. Shamblu. Since there'd be a better understanding of someone that could help develop the Gundam more.
No, because the full armor Gundam was developed from parts left over from Side 7. Basically, there was 3 Gundams originally made.
The 1, 2, and 3.
Huh?
1, 2, and 3.
No. The Dash 2. There was 3 of them. 3.
Gotcha.
One of them was upgraded into the G3. The other one was upgraded into the full armor, and then the one, obviously, that Amuro piloted. But they already had all those plans for upgrades before. I don't think Amuro knowing more about the Gundam would have had anything to do with that. Because, like, in the original series, the Gundam gets upgraded with the magnetic coating that the G3 was designed to have anyway. So, like, these upgrades are already going on in the background. Yeah, I'm not finding that list. One of my friends pointed it out to me like 3 years ago.
See, I guess I didn't catch enough. I catch enough of the. Oh, that's right. It's FA-78. That's right. Oh, that was actually deployed in 0079.
Which?
The Thunderbolt Gundam.
Yeah, that's why Thunderbolt is so weird, because it takes place during the 1 year war.
Yeah. That alternate timeline would totally make sense, considering things seem to be so far ahead in this one. Yeah.
Although I can totally see Zeon engineers using the Saikamu systems on injured soldiers.
Oh, yeah. Totally makes sense.
Like, that's some real Mengele shit.
Yeah, because there's the other full armor that previously existed.
Yeah, the green one.
Yeah. By the way, I still want the blue version of that. It looks fantastic.
Oh, just paint it. There's no physical changes.
I know, but I'm too lazy. I just want to. They're both P Bandai.
No, they're not. The original, the green one?
Oh, yeah, but it's so hard to find that one now. I have not seen one for sale in a while.
It's been out of production for a long time.
Yeah, so now I have to buy the blue one. Sorry, I'm just actually reading up on the. Even though I built the HD version of that Gundam, I knew nothing about it realistically. Yeah. Living Dead Division. I actually really like that idea too.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
For being such a short, like, based off of a manga, the animation is really good though. It's
an
very
interesting style.
It's a very cool story. As a matter of fact, you and Rodimus should watch that next, because it's short enough. It's also
we can't watch it next, because next is Re-Rise season 2.
Oh, right.
Because this is running right into that. So the week we finish this is the week before Re-Rise starts. So, but no, it would be fun to watch Thunderbolt all the way through.
You should also watch the original series. I'm just saying.
I don't have time for all that. I'm trying to, but they won't animate the whole thing over again.
No. Just watch the actual series.
No, I don't want to.
But it's old, yeah.
It's old and it looks dumb.
It doesn't. I promise you. After you get through, like, the first...
I know it gets better.
Well, like, the first 10 episodes, I think, are really good. And then it loses momentum for a little bit. But by episode 23, which is less than halfway through, it really picks up.
So the question is, if we did do Thunderbolt, would we just go ahead and watch December Sky, or try to actually watch the individuals?
So the individuals are so short, you might as well just watch the movie.
That's what I'm saying. It could just be one episode. We could just do one review of it.
There's also
what's the second one called?
The Desert Rose.
Something Rose. I knew that. Yeah. Shoki and Rodimus can make a date of it. Shut up. Well, we keep saying that for like he's sort of seen the 00 movie, but not really.
Okay.
And he didn't really pay attention to watching the actual 00 series.
Oh, it's
So
so good though.
it is. So it's. I don't know if you're mocking me.
No. That's
Okay.
that was the first series. Is it the first or the second series?
Bandit Flower. That's what it is.
Bandit Flower. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jane. Like, I showed her like the first episode, and like we
Yeah.
marathoned it.
Yeah. No, Double O is great. And people
Yeah.
mock it for just being a wing clone. It's like you say that like it's
No,
a bad thing.
it's
Like
not even close to Wing. Shut the fuck up.
in some ways, it is similar to Wing, but
It starts out kind of.
they're
Yeah.
they're they're mostly drawing the parallels between okay, you've got the 4 pilots that are all have their own edgy bullshit. They're all color coded, and then you also have a quote unquote princess, but she's not like the core of the opposition.
Right.
She's like the most side character out of almost anyone introduced. Like
Yeah.
I think that one news reporter gets more screen time than her.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
like legit, like that one like curly haired reporter that's there on Earth for like most of the shit that happens
Yeah.
in that country
Yeah.
gets probably just as much screen time as she does.
What was her name?
Marina Ismail. No,
Yeah.
not Ismail. That was yeah, it was. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was Marina
Marina
Ismail.
Ismail. She was set up to be such an important character, and then like nothing.
Well, all she is the character foil to Setsuna.
Well, yeah.
But as an emotional level, where he's got Lock On as his developmental character,
Yes.
like his kind of guide. Tierdia, mostly the more inhuman. And then Marina is like his spiritual help. It's
I
like,
guess.
but it's not. She
No.
she doesn't have the sexy lamp situation that what's her face has from Wing. Always needs to be rescued, is always in the middle of the bullshit. Marina is in trouble twice, if that. Directly.
No. Have you watched Wing? When was the last time you watched Wing?
It's been a long time, but I'm talking about
Relina. She doesn't need rescuing very often. It's not until Endless Waltz that she really needs rescuing because she's kidnapped.
That's true.
Like she's
if anything, she needs rescuing from Hiro.
Well, like,
please get me away from this psycho.
People complain about Relina, but like when like right after her adopted father dies, like she's going off to kill Lady Un with a gun in the middle of a party. Like she's like punk rock protester.
Yeah. And I like the idea that Marina makes a massive change to the world with a song.
I didn't like that.
I actually like that idea that got through to people.
But it didn't really get through to people.
It got through to
the hippies. People. It got through to the hippies that were already thinking that way.
Yeah, but the idea was to unite the world. Double O was nearly the first series I watched. I think I watched one episode before Gundam Info took the series down. Yeah, I downloaded them all back in the day.
If you have Hulu, I think it's still on there.
I don't remember, to be totally honest. Man, the Princess and Double O gets relegated to a post-credit scene in the movie. Yeah, but it is kind of an important scene. But the idea that she was never meant to be super important, she was just a trigger.
Yeah.
Like she was a trigger for a lot of things, and like he said, she was a POV character for that abandoned country that was going under because the world was getting away from fossil fuels. So her country is falling apart, and nobody's helping her. And then this war happens that is changing the entire planet. And the whole time they're like the middle ground. They're the people getting destroyed. You know, they're like the fuck. The funny thing is the same thing happens in Naruto. There's one country between the 3 or 4 main ones that's super tiny, but most of the wars keep happening on their ground because they're in the middle.
Yeah, it's like the Middle East or something.
Yeah, but I mean, in this case, it's not the Middle East in Naruto, but this one, yes. They're literally in the middle of all the shit. But once the oil apocalypse happened and they switched to solar energy and other things, they're just all became dirt poor.
Well, yeah.
Said lamp situation. I dream of Marina. No, sexy lamp idea comes from a particular review of Transformers. What is it? Not Dark of the Moon. Age of Extinction. They're talking about the daughter in Age of Extinction as she's like the sexy lamp. Like she's just the thing that is chased after, but really has no other point except to be a target of adoration or control. So the idea that Marina is none of those things. Like she just needs help. She accidentally herself into Setsuna. But the idea, I forgot, there's a great fucking episode where he stops in to talk with her and somebody says, "Oh, look, sitting there with your girlfriend." And they both look at her at the same time, said, "We are not a couple."
Yeah.
At the same fucking time. They made it very clear that there's no romance between them. Like they're important to each other because she sees his need to connect to another person and be a real human again. And he sees her as a connection for that. Because he comes to her to find out who he could be. Because he's from that country.
Yeah, he recognizes like that's his only connection to the humanity that he's lost.
Yeah, in the literal sense. Like there's so much going on in 00 and people shit on it because they think it's a wing clone.
Yeah, it's such a it's a good series.
It's a good series. It looks good. It's well done.
It was the first series made in HD.
It definitely was. Because Seed was Seed and Age before that, if I remember correctly. Seed, Age, and one of the fighters.
Age came after.
Was Age after it? I thought
Age came after
it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're right. I had to think about that. Destiny and all that was both for that, and then probably one of that other fighters.
Which one?
The not build fighters.
Fighters. Gunpla Builders Beginning G.
Yeah, that was definitely before.
Yeah, that was made for the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, which was post Seed, correct? Because I didn't even know that was a thing. I just happened upon.
Well, the 30th anniversary would have been 2009.
That makes sense. Comparing anything Bay versus Transformers is telling enough. Yeah, but the idea is the concept of the sexy lamp. The thing to be pursued or the thing to be controlled, and of course it's a woman. So
I love lamp.
But literally, there's no other point to her, but she's just that object in the corner. That Marina wasn't that.
I love lamp.
I love lamp. I like 00. I liked Age. Yeah, because you're a good person. Oh yeah, did you hear about the live action Build Divers project and the new battle log? I'm okay with new battle logs. I'm fine with that, but I don't give a shit about live action anything. I
mean, I'm
what
looking forward to the Legends, the Legendary Productions live action, the American one. But this
which we've still seen nothing of.
I'm afraid because I've seen the live action adaptation of Attack on Titan, and it was horrifying in all the wrong ways.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of not good things about that.
And
well, as it kind of is with most live action anime adaptations.
Yeah.
I say most. Most
Yeah.
of them are bad.
Yeah. But I don't know. It could be cool. Since they're doing one of the ones, they're doing a series that's not super serious, it could go well.
Oh, well, I mean, it makes sense that Build Divers would turn into. I mean, you could even do Build Fighters for all that matters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In a live action sense, because you're literally using your Gunpla to do the thing,
mm-hmm.
What do you do with Divers? What does the animated world look like? What does GBN look like? Is it more person looking, or is it 100% CG, or do they go animated with it?
Well, what was that movie that Keanu Reeves was in? Was it like a Printer Darkly or something? Where they just put CG over the
Scanner Darkly.
Scanner Darkly. Yeah. Printer.
A Printer Darkly.
I don't know. Anyway, I didn't ever actually watch it.
Black ink.
Yeah, but they like
Printer.
put digital stuff over their face.
Fucking printer darkly. Somebody draw that up. That's another T-shirt.
Yes,
A printer darkly.
a printer darkly.
I couldn't afford the multi tool. The all-in-one. I couldn't afford the all-in-one.
Yeah.
It's just a printer darkly. Oh my god. Live action build divers, 10 minutes of real life footage, 90 minutes of CGI. Yeah, no shit. What are you gonna do? Show the guy in the booth just sitting there? Because that's all they do. That's like if they did a live action SAO. Well, what the fuck? We don't even see the real world.
I want
season 3.
I want to see
Season 2.
No, if they're
No,
gonna
I'm just
do
thinking out loud.
if they're gonna do a live action build fighters or build divers, I want to see a musical montage of them building and sanding their kits, because they did it in Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try.
Yeah, when they were actually building the things, yeah.
But here's the thing about it. Every time they were showing those montages, it was literally just them sanding. They never did any painting. They never did any
Don't you
snapping.
realize the sanding? Well, there was the trying to place the eye sticker like this.
Yeah.
With these tweezers.
Yeah. Oh.
But that was just a slight montage. Gotta do a montage. There are plenty of good anime. Okay, hold on. There are plenty of good anime live action adaptations. Rurouni Kenshin, Blade of the Immortal. Is
the Kenshin one good? I haven't seen that one.
I've got no reason to watch that, to be totally honest. I don't even care about Rurouni Kenshin.
So the anime series I didn't like, but the movies, Samurai X, Trust and Betrayal, the director's cut. Oh, it's so good, man.
Was the Full Metal Alchemist live action movie good?
That's a good question.
Some people said it was.
I don't know.
My problem is that when they do a movie like that, which are clearly not Japanese people as the characters, they're not Japanese and they're played by Japanese actors. It really does take it out of it. And like, these are supposed to be alternate universe Europeans.
Yeah.
Like Germans specifically, at least for certain sections of it. It's just like,
well, it's like with the live action Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's another German-ish area.
Yeah, well, what's her face is supposed to be the only Japanese person left alive.
Yeah, they're actually because what's his face is too.
Who?
Eli.
No.
Eli. Yeah, he is. He's
Is
the
he?
same. He's the same people.
Maybe I haven't watched the whole series because
they're not directly related, but they're the same race. That's why they're not. What is their Aldeans? What is their? I forgot. It's been a minute since I watched Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
But I forgot, and I purposely didn't read ahead in the manga, at least not too far. I mean, I know what happens after what we got in season 3, but like,
I haven't even watched all of season 2 because it got stupid and boring, and I hated waiting.
It gets
so
better.
long.
It does get better.
I just
season 3 is so fucking packed with stuff.
Waited so long to get more, and I just like
does
lost.
It count as white face. Rice washing. I'm watching an hour of two dudes in their chairs. That's literally what you're doing right now, Jerry.
Yeah.
You've watched 2 hours of dudes in their chairs right now. I've heard it's amazing. Bits I've seen look really good. To me, I just don't know. Or are you talking about the Rurouni Kenshin? Okay. That counts like this. I want to watch the 00 play. Do not watch the stage play. It looks so bad. Like,
why, man?
Dude, have you seen what they do?
Yeah. How else are you going to do Mobile Suit Battles?
It's terrible. Like, why? There was no reason to do that. It's literally a bunch of people on stage in some go-karts going around, color-coded go-karts.
How else are you supposed to do it?
Don't. You just don't.
Actually,
like, why?
you know what they should have done is they should have had the pilots like up on the what do they call that? The balcony seats.
Yeah.
And like they'd be screaming from their pilot seats up there, and then have people cosplaying as the mobile suits down below.
That would have made sense. That 100% would have made sense. But like actually having what they had on screen, I'm like, do not watch the stage play. It's so not worth it. Mikasa and Levi. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. They're the only Asian knee people. Is that a pun? Man, at least it's not Ghost in the Shell where they literally rebuilt the Asian character as a white woman. I like that they excused it that way, to be totally honest. I was just like, but I had no interest in watching that. I fell asleep watching Ghost in the Shell originally.
Yeah, I never got into it.
I also fell asleep watching Ninja Scroll. Gundam Card Fighters. That's hilarious.
Gundam Kart 64. Someone mods.
That sounds like a mod that needs to happen.
Yeah, right?
No, they literally rebuilt her to be white. Yeah, her original body was wiped out, and then other things happened. I mean, I'm not complaining about Scarlett Johansson in a skin-tight suit.
Right? Neither am I.
I mean, what morons are... It's like saying that, like, it's terrible that they keep putting her in that, Black Widow suit all the time.
It gets less and less revealing as the movies go on, though.
Yeah, but also, like, the posters are more like revealing or sexualized than she actually is. I think Age of Ultron was the last like super sexy suit she was in.
Yes.
And she was pregnant during that one, so half of that was just stunt double anyways.
Body double?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah. Still not complaining. Oh well. All right, so let's go ahead and call it there. I'm sitting here looking for my mouse. I forgot it's over here dead. Wait, what was the actual plot of what? Ghost in the Shell? That was part of the plot. But either way, so guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I know a bunch of people have left already. It's getting late, but it is what it is. Of course, thanks to Joe Guns over here for coming and hanging out, filling in for the never-present Rodimus 13.
The never-present? I've only had to do this twice.
So far.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that there are people who come and watch us talk about this shit. But I mean, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the series. And it's like, I'm not necessarily driven to watch the original Gundam, mostly for time's sake. Like if I can watch the movies, I would probably be happier. Just to make my life easy. I won't review them or anything. I just watch them. But I'm okay with catching up on modern series that I have missed. Like Thunderbolt, how I somehow never finished season 1. And then I think season 2 just sort of stopped. Like, did they ever show the final episode for season 2?
So, yeah. And that's what you're talking about, Thunderbolt, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have the 2 compilation movies, December Sky and
Bandit Flower, yeah.
Bandit Flower. So Bandit Flower is the compilation of season 2.
Yeah, but I feel like there was an episode that was missed when they actually were releasing the individuals. I get that it just stopped story-wise.
Yeah.
But I felt like there was something missing. I don't know why.
No.
Okay. Did I watch Bandit Flower? I feel like I did. I still have watched December Sky, so I still have never seen the actual final battle of original Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
But they really made Atlas to be the most useless fucking Gundam.
I don't know.
Well,
I think it was just
used it wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he totally fucked that up. It's just like, oh, by the way, this awesome, ridiculous Gundam that we sort of made out to be this big thing kind of gets most of its shit wrecked in the first time it gets out there. Okay. But we still haven't gotten Thunderbolt Ek guys yet.
No. I don't know that they're going to continue that kit line.
I think they stopped.
Well, I'm hoping because the manga is still going. I'm hoping they get enough. I'm hoping they get enough manga to do another season and then another compilation movie.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get more kits.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we still haven't got my MG Atlas pisses me off. I still have hope.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I have hope. I have hope. God, it'd be so much good. It'd be so good. Either way, so guys, yay, like, subscribe, do all the things. Go follow the Joe on the Twitter or on the Facebooks if you can find him. He doesn't really do much on that particular thing, but do you still have at Joe's Gunpla, or did you change it over?
Everything is Joey Ganoda.
Okay, because it was at Joe's Gunpla before.
Yes, I changed it just recently when I found out that I could.
Yeah, well, that was what was funny, because I was typing at Joe's Gunpla, and then I went and I looked, and I'm like, oh, it's just Joey Ganoda now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, of course, guys, MS100 contest. Sign up.
Enter.
Yep.
If you can't enter, if you don't want to enter, at least pop $1, $5, because it's all going.
Or if anything else, help us get the prizes, because we are still having problems with that.
Oh yeah, anything you can do to support.
We are definitely. There have been people who said that they will help out, at least buy a kit or something, but currently we're stuck having to purchase most of the prizes at this point. So it kind of sucks. So. And we have talked to many vendors. A lot of the ones that have been suggested have been reached out to, and they either have not responded or weren't able to help. So there's that. So we'll figure it out as we go. But if you know anybody, or if you're willing to help, if you're not actually willing to build, by all means, hit me up via the Facebooks or through the email, either way. And of course, look out on my channel tomorrow, where we have Master Grade Monday unboxing happening for the newest Master Grade kit that I have in my possession. Also, all the things that I showed off earlier will be happening and being built. I don't even know what the hell else is coming out. So the secondary channel, huh?
Is that what the Master Grade is going to be? Barbatos?
No, I don't have that.
Okay.
I wish I did.
Okay.
I'm not made of money, Joey. It was in my cart for the longest time, but I had to prioritize other things.
No, okay, understandable.
I want it, but now I have to buy it for a prize. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, maybe I should actually do the outro. Remember, as always, to keep on nerding, to keep on building, and to keep on building this community together.
Yes.